Good morning, it's Wednesday, it's market day, the van is warmed up, so let's go. Thought I would do another little long format video for you. This one today, I'm just going to plonk you here, and I'm just going to move it over to here. So this one today, going to talk about the van actually. It is cold in here, it's a chilly day, it's like 2 degrees. And why I built this van, why I went for this one, and how I power it, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about the van and the build, because I did it quite a while ago, but I thought I'd step into it again and basically explain to you what it is, where it come from, and yeah, basically all about how I built the pizza truck. So let's go to market. Right, I've got you up here, I've got you on active track. Door is open. I drive with the door open, by the way, just it's my escape route. Stops it all fogging up, because to be honest the van's got terrible heating, if any. So lights on, I'm going to pop it down into drive and we're going to go. So we're going to just go off the driveway here. Turn the corner, full lock on this one to get out of my drive and round onto the road. Right, and away we go. This thing's got no power steering, so at low speeds it is a bit of a handful, but once you start rocketing along it's pretty epic. So let's go. Right, so this van, let me take you back, way back to the beginning. Basically I started, in case you didn't know this, I started this on a bicycle. So 8 years ago, pretty much just over 8 years ago, I started peddling pizza, hence the name Peddling Pizza. It was a play on the word. So, like, you know, a peddler is someone who moves from place to place selling, and you know, it was a play on the word of peddling. I never wanted to call it peddling pizza, mainly because I knew I wasn't going to be. Oh wait, I'm going to shut the door actually, it's really cold. I knew I wasn't going to be peddling everywhere I went all the time. Sorry, the light has dropped dramatically since I've closed the door because it's dark as hell here. And it's loud. So I knew I wasn't going to be pedaling all the time. And I only used the bike for about 1.5 years actually. So I had an American beach cruiser bike. It was cool. The bike was an Electra 7 Deluxe. So it was 7-speed. It wasn't electric, but what I did was I actually retrofit it myself with a Dillinger 250 watt front electric hub conversion. So I converted the front wheel to an electric assisted, and it had like pedal assist. So basically if when I pedaled, I had like a few different power levels that would help me assist me along, because the trailer, when fully loaded, weighed like probably about 80 kilos, and the bike was bloody heavy. It was just like a big chunk of pig iron, and so I needed that extra assistance. You try pulling that thing up a hill or up any slope and it just wasn't going to happen, because you know I'm not the lightest dude as well, so it was quite a lot of weight to move. So that was cool. I used to like rock it along. The thing it would actually pull 20 odd miles an hour quite happily, even uphill. It was quite cool. So yeah, I used that, and hence the name Peddling Pizza. I then used that for like 1.5 years, saved up enough money to buy and have custom made my Piaggio Ape, which is like a little Italian 3-wheeled van. So that was an Ape Classic. So I had that. That was a 2018 one. It was actually like a remake on the real old school one. So it actually had a more modernised engine and stuff, although it was only a 400cc diesel engine. So basically not that powerful. That thing had a max speed of like 28, 29 miles an hour, depending if you were going down a hill or not. And that thing was cool. Single seater, like handlebars, and like twist shift throttle. I think, yeah, it was twist throttle. That thing was pretty cool. It was awesome. Like 3-speed as well. And yeah, I love that van. I used it for 3 years. And that one, basically, I didn't use power. essentially, because I had cool boxes and things like that. I had like LED like little power packs, USB power packs, to run any kind of lighting that I actually needed off of like the hatch. And I had like gazebo lights, because what I used to do is I used to pop up a gazebo on the outside, and I used to stand outside of that van. I'll share a picture of the setup like here or here, and that was pretty damn cool. It like, but the problem was I was still standing outside. It housed everything I needed. I could actually carry the same amount of dough balls and toppings that I have in this van. It had 2 custom built dough cabinets like in the back of it, and I used to use the rear one, I used to use that as storage, and the front one was where my dough went. And then I had like big cool boxes and things like that. I had somewhere to put a sink. I had everything I needed, like the gazebo, the tables, all slid on the underside. So everything was like made to measure. I could fit like, yeah, a 3x3 meter gazebo, everything in that. Here's a video of me unpacking it all, actually, like in like super fast up here. Let's check it out. So fast forward, ran that thing for 3 years, and then I basically I knew that when I started this, I always wanted a pizza truck, and my vision was like this van. It was Big Worm's van from the film Friday. It was like his ice cream truck. That thing was epic, and that thing was I think his was a 1969 to a 72 Chevrolet P10, but his was a shorty, so it was ever slightly shorter than this one, and it was a bit lower. Mine's got like more of a higher roof to it, and yeah, basically I wanted that van. That van just looked sick. And so I was hunting online. I was looking, as you do, on like eBay, on like forums in the States. I found a guy that like built them in the States, got in touch with him, kind of like read a few horror stories of what he'd done to people, and I realized that wasn't the way to go. So I found a guy called Reese Morgans, who actually, wind it back, I actually sold him my old tires, because he used to deal in the Piaggio Apes. So I sold him an old set of tyres from my old Piaggio Ape. So it was kind of funny, because then I knew that he did like these vans, and I knew he had, because he sent them over to America, the old 3-wheelers. So I knew he had dealings with the States, and I sort of thought, well, like maybe he could find me the van that I want. And I said, like, oh, have you ever dealt in these? Because I knew he did a couple of other vehicles. And I sort of said, look, this is what I'm after. Do you reckon you can find me? And he put a few feelers out, and basically got in touch, and like his guys found this one, I think, or he did. And we found this van at a dealer in Alabama. And I sort of Googled a little bit, and I actually found this van was for sale a few years previous, and found a load of pictures. We then had it checked out. I've gone through this before in another video, but I'm going to do the whole thing again. We then found it, had someone go and check it out. They did like a 260 photo, like point check on it, loads of photos, sent me like 200 plus photos, drove the van, it ran, it stopped, it started, and that's kind of all I needed to know. So as long as it stopped and started, I was happy. And we wanted to have a good look on the underside. Now, obviously it's better when you see something in person. You can run, like, you know, tap it, you can run a magnet around it to see if it's actually made of metal and not filler. So yeah, we shipped it, I bought it. Cost me £17,000 to have it bought and shipped and landed in the UK. It then went to Wales. It went to Reese from Morgan's Customs and Classics, and I went and visited it, and my plan was to get them to build it, because they said they could do it. They got their in-house fabricator, Martin, and basically we made a plan. I went down to Wales, jumped in it. We took it down the road, which was sketchy as hell. And I was like, this is amazing. It was exactly what I was after. It was black and white. Here's a picture. And it needed a lot of doing to it, to be honest. I mean, from a distance, it looked pretty cool. It looked wicked. But it looked like an old prison van or something like that. Or I don't know what it looked like an old kind of security van or something. And so yeah, I made a plan. I actually took one of my dome ovens that I had with me, and I took like a table, one of my like pop-up table type things, and we put it in the back, we sort of mocked up a setup, we made loads of drawings, and then I left them to it. And then over the next sort of 6 months, they ripped it apart, they rehauled things, they gave it a service, they cut holes in it. It had a full respray. All of the bodywork needed doing, so they cut off probably about 20 to 30% of the bodywork needed redoing, because it was like inch thick of like Bondo. They were chipping it off, they were chipping away bits. It was filled with like tin foil in places, so all of the rust went, and it was all new steel, being fabricated. Like the front arches needed refabricating. I'm going to open my door actually because it's steaming up in here a little bit. So yeah, that all got done. It went for a full respray. It's actually Audi Nardo grey, which is this colour, which I really like the colour. I think it's really cool. Had all new wheels, tyres, everything got done to it. And basically during that, I decided I didn't want to run, like, they were like, how are you going to power it? And a lot of people, when they do like food trucks, just put like a electrical hookup. So they just have like, like a straight away electrical hookup going to like a converter or something like that. They might have a 12-volt system, stuff like that, and they might have like a DC to AC converter or something like that. Some people put inverters in, and that's what I did. I went with like a full inverter system, so but with leisure batteries, so full on like leisure battery system, where I didn't have to rely on electrical hookup, so I could just basically pop up anywhere. And because my ovens run off like gas or wood, that's how I power them. So I didn't need a lot of electricity. I just needed it for my lighting, for my like fan, for my refrigerator, like my toppings fridge, because all of my toppings can go in like my Yeti box, my cool box. So I didn't need a lot of power. So what we did is we fit a couple of batteries. So I've got down here, this is my Victron inverter system. So this is a Victron Multi-Plus 3 kilowatt inverter, and this is like the control unit that controls everything. So we're going to get into that. I'm actually going to stop talking, I'm going to concentrate, I'm going to get to the market and I'll show you some more. So let's go. Right, we've arrived at the market. I'm just going to put it into park. I need to level the van, so I'm going to go and do that. To level it, I've got these are like the leveling chocks. So I'm just going to put one down here, so that where I park, it's a bit of a slope. I'm just going to check it out here. Yeah, I'm nowhere near where I need to be, so I need to adjust the van. So if I have a look at it, look. So you see where I park just here? It's massively slopes down, but there's a little bit just there where it goes up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chocks over, and we're going to go back in the van and we'll make some adjustments. So where are we? Let's track me. Here we go. Right, let's make some adjustments. So we go down for one for reverse. Put my reverse light on. I've basically got a little reverse button that I have to press. So we're going to go back. I've got a reversing camera as well. I just need to go over a little bit, all the way to the bottom and then one up. Need to be just a little bit further away, so I'm on like that little slope. Oh, morning.
Open like that.
That's all right. I like it. Get the air up the shorts.
It wakes you up a bit.
It does. Right, I'm just going to straighten up. Forward again. Right, now I should be in the right place. Let's go. It's a bit of a faff. This is why I want air ride, self-leveling. That'd be sweet as. Right. Okay, come with me. Let's go outside. Say hello to Carmelo. Carmelo, say good morning.
Hi.
Say good morning. By the way, this is Carmelo's van. You see this? This is a mega pile van. He's got a sign on the top as well. You need to put your sign up. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a dedicated video of this next week, actually. I'm going to show you some of the other traders, and I'll tell you what, we'll start with Carmelo and his van. Check out these massive pile of pans. There he is. Buongiorno. He's Italian and he serves Spanish food. But, right. So you see now, let me flip you around. See now, I've got a little bit of a slope here. So what I do is I've actually used a mat. So I've got to put a mat down there first. And then I get one of, so it grips so it doesn't slide. And I'm just going to get the chock. And what I need to do is I need to go up one on that one first. So I'm going to go up one and then we'll go up with another one. So let's go back into the van and we'll do that. So it's a bit of a faff getting set, but once it's set it's all good. Right, so down to the bottom, one up, make sure my wheels are straight, and just got to go up. Let's have a look. There you go, up one notch on that one, and then I'll go put the rear one on, and then because it's like a weird slope, I need to sort of level it as much as possible. So stay there, I'll be back in a sec. Right. Yeah man, all good. It's running sweet.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's running really nice. One sec. Okay, so we're back again. So what we do, I'll tell you what, actually I'm going to give you to Carmelo. Carmelo, I'm doing a video, they can hear me because I'm mic'd up. Can you just show people, basically I'm trying to explain how I park the van, because this one's all about the van and how I power it. So if you can just video that as I go up, just point it down there for me.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording, just leave it, just let it record. So, as Carmelo holds onto that for me, true gent, so I'm just going to put it into park. And we're just going to go up. Is that good, Carmelo? Is that good? Yeah? Right, we'll go check. You know, he can't be trusted. No, he can. Thank you, sir. Right, let's have a look. Thank you, I'll take that back. So there you go. Now, we're up on that chock nice, and we've gone up a level on that one at the back there. So, we're pretty much, give or take, we're pretty level. To be honest, I could probably, I'm just going to nudge it up just a little extra. One more little notch. It's going to roll back though, so I need to like, there we go. Okay, that's it. Right, let's go and check it out. Okay, so you can see the van is now quite level. And let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. We're up on that one, we're up on that one. You can see how it like massively slopes off down towards here. If I show you from this angle, it really does slope off towards the shop. So let's kill it. So let's have a look down here. Let me see if I can get this down here. You see Papa Bella. Right, let's kill it. Up here, right, just quickly, this is my 12 volt system. So I'm going to turn on my fan. I'm going to turn on my little button for my light. And we're going to go outside. What we're going to actually do, quickly, we're going to actually just, I'm just going to plonk you here. So I need to, you're on the side of the van, I need to kill the engine. So I just need to kill the battery. So that's done. Right, and then what we do, when we first get here, on my remote control, just got like a cool gadget, I've got this little button here. If I press this button, you can see my sign raises up all on its own. So this is the pizza light. This is by a company called the Original Sign Co. And then Morgan's Customs, who built the van, they built like the whole framework and the actuator and stuff like that. So if I just stop it there, so I can stop it wherever I want, and there you go. That's how that looks. So I can now turn off. That's just 12 volt for the actuator. So this runs my 12 volt, and see this one here, that's my fresh water pump for my water, but I'm not going to turn that on yet because I haven't plugged in my water yet. But let me show you this as well. This is pretty cool. I fit this, see this is called a wolf box. So that's actually viewing what's behind me, and if you go like that, that's actually the front facing camera, but I've got some bits in the way, and it can do split screen as well. So I actually can see, and I can move it around as well. Look, I can like see what is behind me. There you go, someone walking behind me, and it's live all the time because I don't have a rear view mirror. because obviously I can't really see anything behind me. And what I did was the cable for that actually goes along here, down here, and it goes through this little hole in the floor where one of my junction boxes is, and it goes all the way under the van towards the back. And I did a tidy little install just here, so by the number plate. So that's where I've got a little rear view camera there. So I tell you what, I'm going to come back in a minute and then I'll show you some more of my stuff, because I just need to quickly pop up to the shops. So I'm going to get that done and I'll see you in a bit. Right then, I've been to the shops, I'm back again, I'm back in the van, and I was going to show you about the electrics in this van. So let me quickly go through it before I jump in the back and fire up the ovens. This right here, excuse the mess down there, it's always a mess in here. This is my Victron inverter system. So this big chunky box, this thing runs everything, and it has a screen here. And you can currently see that right now I am inverting. I have 100% in my batteries. It's Peddling pizza van, there you go, it's inverting. And it's basically, right now I'm only pulling 3 watts because there's nothing really on, okay? Down here, I have this little control box down here that runs Bluetooth. And I'm actually not sure what that does, but I've got, down there behind that seat there, I've got a fused like box there, like, what's it called, a master sort of bot thing. I've got another one there. And basically what happens is it goes down, let me show you around here, it'll come out, so it'll come around, and this is how I charge it. Basically, sorry, the van is dirty, it's winter, it's absolutely, I can't keep it clean at the minute. So this is my Victron Energy nice little cap, so that's where I plug in the van, and the power goes around here and it goes up here and into the batteries. And behind this panel, basically behind where the passenger would sit in the corner of the van, there's 200 amp hour batteries, and that powers everything. So let's go around to the back and I'll open up the gas locker and show you how I power the ovens. Obviously they are dual fuel. Let me just get my key, sorry, 1 second. They're dual fuel, so they can run wood or gas. So this is a lockable gas cabinet. You can see it's vented top and bottom. And this is my gas tanks. So see this thing in here? This is an auto switchover unit, and it's connected to 2 bottles. So what I do is I just slowly turn on one, and then I'll turn on the one from the back, at the back as well. Sorry, you can't really see this. Arms in there in the way. And now the gas is running. I know that these aren't leaking 100%. I checked them this morning before I left, and I don't need to check them again. And they are both like secured in place, and it's vented top and bottom, and the gas line goes underneath the van. So that is lockable, so it's completely tamper proof, and it's completely sealed to the inside of the van. And the gas lines go under the van, and they go under here, and then they come up into where the ovens are. So let's jump in the back. So again, nice lockable door. Oh, that was already unlocked, whoops. That's because I've already been in there. Right, let me unlock it. In the back. Right, we're in the van. It's dark. I have a light switch just here. There we go, we have light. So first thing I do is I open up my little roof vent. So I turn this, and this, if you have a look, this blows and sucks. So that thing runs off of 12 volt system. Over here I have my tap. Also I've got my hatch. I'm going to just unlock my hatch. I'm not going to open it yet because we need to start up the ovens. So gas is flowing. We already have a pilot light, and there we go, flame on. So I just put them straight onto high flame. I'll do the same with this one. Oh, we've already got a pilot light straight in there. There you go. Both ovens are on. I'm just going to power up the screens, and these screens are reading the air temperature, so it's going to rise pretty fast. Okay, so they're already reading 17 degrees. This one's probably going to read like 30 already or something like that. So there we go, we turn that on. There you go, 38 degrees already. Like that one's already up to 31 now, and they're just going to heat up. And the beauty, because these are like properly vented in, these are basically as the dome, the Gozney dome comes, this is the bit that comes with the dome. So this is the single skin like flue part, and the normal dome flue is only about that big, but then you can get an extended flue. So this bit here, this little cone shape, is a single to twin wall flue extension. So then that allows it to go from a single to a twin wall insulated flue, so it can go up through the roof, and then it goes to a 500mm flue extension, which you could probably see. So there's my flues there, and you see they come up and they have like what's it called, silicon like heat-proof skins. And this is my electron at the back of my thing, and it's on an actuator, as you can see, that's plugged into the van, and there's my vent. So not many people see the roof of the van, so there you go. Right, ovens are on. I'm gonna just plonk you, I tell you what, I'm gonna plonk you on the ceiling. Hello, and we're gonna track me, and we're gonna plonk you on the ceiling. So that's really weird. So you're up there. So I've got my bin here. It's probably just lost my face. Has it lost my face? No, it's found me again. So I'm just gonna sit on the Yeti. So what I've got, like, this is the water feed, and I've got fresh water down here, and basically this sucks up water from the fresh water. There's like, I think it's got like 10 or 15 litre container there, and it sucks up through the pump, and it goes basically through the pump and into the tap. Now this is an instant hot water tap. So this thing just basically instantly heats it up, and it goes up to about 40 odd degrees, which is good for hand washing. And basically this means this runs off my batteries. Because I don't need to use a lot of power, and it's only on for a small amount of time, it doesn't cane them. And obviously once my hands are clean, I only have to clean my hands a few times during the day. Like they essentially are just covered in toppings and dough and flour. So as long as I don't like scratch my face or something like that, then I'm all good. So yeah, there's my hand wash. I've got some washing up liquid if I need it. I've got plenty of sanitizer and cleaner. I've got a spare one there that's full. And this is a waste tank down here, and basically all my waste goes into there. So that's that. Right. As I was saying about the batteries, I'm just going to flip you around. Batteries are down in that corner down there. I've got two large 200 amp hours. So I've got 400 amp hours of battery power. This is my refrigerator. So this is a Tozer toppings fridge. So it's mounted to the wall. You can see it's got some brackets, and it's mounted fully into the wall. This thing is like not going anywhere. It's got a lid. I can fit enough toppings for like all of my pizzas up there. There's the fused switch for it up there, and then you can turn it on and off. It's currently running at 5 degrees apparently, and it'll go up and down throughout the day, but that's fine. So that is about it. I've got loads of lights in the hatch. These ones, sorry about the light, these ones are directional. So when I open the hatch, I can direct them as and where I want it. I've got loads of power switches. That's for my iPad, that's my phone charger. I've also got another power switch with USB underneath the sink, and I've got one behind the Yeti cooler there. So that's basically how I work the van. So I'm going to go around, and I'm going to turn now I've got my water plugged in. We're going to go around the front when the ovens are on. Because I traded yesterday, I'm pretty much already prepped for today. There's not much to do. So we're just going to open up the door, and we're going to turn on the freshwater pump. So our fan is on, our freshwater pump is on. So that's that. Everything else is all good. I'm going to grab what I need from in here, like my coffee that just lives there. What else do I need? I need to get my card machine. So this is my like little card thing, and it goes, I need to do a new one of these actually. This is just a magnetized shelf, so it's got these little rubbers on the back, and it just sits just there, and my card machine just sits there. So people, when they come up to pay, they just tap this. This is a Zettel. It's Zettel by PayPal, and this works perfectly. Let's go put my coffee and everything in the back. Floor's a bit dusty. I gave it a bit of a sweep down yesterday, but it's gonna get a deep clean after the market today, because from where I gave it a sweep, I gave it a wipe, but it's still a bit floury, but that's fine because it's going to get a proper clean. Right, let me just show you this. It's been just a few minutes, and this oven's already up at 330 degrees. This one's already up at 340. which is wild. Right, first things first, whenever I get started, is a bin bag. Always put a bin bag in the bin because, you know, I'm going to start wiping stuff down, and I'm going to need to put my favourite stuff, the blue roll. I'm going to need to put a load of that in the bin at some point. So we put a little clip on the bin there, on the bin bag, and that just goes in the corner there. Actually got to say goodbye, sorry, it's just lost me, to my phone lead because that one has gone at duffer. So I've got a new phone lead, my phone plugs in over here, and that's all good. One thing that you have to utilise when obviously travelling around in any kind of food truck is, like, stuff needs to be secured because you don't want it like flying around. So bungees are like bungee cords, like, are the man's best friend. Like down here, this door of this cabinet comes open, so I've just got a little bungee cord there that basically just lives there like that, which just holds it shut. So and I've got another one here that I undo because up here is a whole stack of pizza boxes on top of the Yeti, which I don't need those right now. I'm going to put those there, and then I've got another one. So in the summer I'll have the back doors open, I'll have the shelf on it, but in the winter I have it closed, so I need someone to put pizza boxes. Pizza boxes live down here. I always keep the plastic on the bottom of them so they're not touching the floor, and they basically live just there. This is the shelf that goes on the back, so this thing clamps into the back, so that is going to go somewhere else once I get the hatch up, which is down here, which is like bungeed down here. And this is where I store the peels, in the bottom of the hatch. So the peels live on top of my refrigerator. Well, not refrigerator, on top of my dough cabinet, sorry. Hello, he's lost me. There we go, pick me up again. And this is my balance turning peel, and I've got my old G-metal one. So the G-metal ones are kind of like my dirty pills, and then I've got the Gozney Pro and Balance peel are my good pills. Yeti water bottle goes up there, my coffee goes up there, and basically it's just about getting set now. So down here I have a shelf and I have my Yeti. So this is my Yeti cooler, and that is where all of my like cold stuff is. I have another one there which I was just sitting on a little while ago. That doubles up as my seat if I need to sit down, if I'm not quiet. And that's where Ben sits. Down here I have another little cool box which is like more kind of like storage, and it's where I put like things like my oils and my honey when I'm traveling around. If anyone didn't know, I use the Wilderbee honey, which is incredible. This stuff is amazing, and because it's quite cold in the van overnight, it gets quite cool, we need to keep this warm. So what we do is we just place it on top of the oven along with my oil, which is liquid, which is good. You know, this can firm up a little bit, so I just put it on top of the oven to make sure that it's all good. If anyone wants to know, this is, I think these are called oileras. This is a G-metal one. It's a proper like copper oil container. These things are great. I think this one's about a litre or 500 ml or 750, I'm not sure, but it's enough. So that can live up there. Right now, what do I need to do? I need to get the hatch sorted. I need to get some toppings out. I need to get some dough out. So let's do that. So let's put this, actually let's get the hatch on. It's a storage case for my camera stuff. That can just go down here. I kind of like just chuck a lot of stuff down here basically. So let's open up the hatch slowly, make sure no one's walking past. And there you go. So that opens up like that. And then we get the actual like landing like point thing for the hatch, the rest of it. And this just slots in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here, and this just slots in just like so into a little channel there, and now I have 60 centimeters of landing space. And because that's been down there, what we do is we give it a spray straight away before we put anything on it. And this is just going to clean it and sanitize it. Even though this was done yesterday and this is high-end stainless steel, we always give everything a good spray down. Get a little bit of our friend Mr. Blue Roll, and we just agitate it slightly to get it all over the place so it covers all the spots and all the edges. anywhere where, I mean, food's not going to land directly on that. Everything goes into a pizza box. Nothing really touches that surface anyway, so it's all good. This one's going to get sprayed down as well before we start, but that's got like a 30-second contact time, so we just leave it for a little bit. You agitate it, and then you just wipe it off with a blue roll, and that's good to go. So let me grab a spare one here actually. I should have shares in this company. Well, actually no, I shouldn't, because I'd just be spending my money. I use this stuff, you kind of got to have it. Like, I don't want to use reusable ones, because then you've got to wash them and stuff like that. A lot of people might use a reusable cloth, but I just use blue roll. It's cheap, it's a good way of cleaning stuff down. It doesn't leave loads of fibres and stuff. So it's like a street trader's best friend. Also, you can wet it, put it underneath chopping boards so they don't slip. A chef's trick, that one. So we're just going to wipe this down all the edges. And there you go. That is clean and ready to go. So I've got my menu items here. I'm just going to put them on the side. We can now get the iPad out, which is just sitting underneath here. That needs a clean as well. So we actually spray onto the blue roll, and I'll wipe it on the screen. And we leave that for a little bit, and then we're going to plug that in actually. So that just plugs in over here, and that's going to power on. So that iPad connects Bluetooth to the card reader outside, and that is running my point of sale system, which is called Zettel. So that then, the iPad is tethered to my phone's internet, so as long as I've got internet, then I can, you know, I'm okay to sell. And that's basically what happens is when someone comes and orders a pizza, I'll press a button on there, it will tell them what to pay on the outside, and they just tap, and that's it, and it's done. And then so I don't have to deal with like taking money and that kind of stuff and that kind of transfer. So we'll just give that a quick wipe and dry it off. That's sanitized and ready to go. So I'll probably give it another one anyway. So let's open that up. So that's there, all ready to go. That's just got to connect to my phone's internet, so that's all good. Right, now I've got the hatch up, I can slide this down here out of the way. That kind of just goes into that void there. I've got a tin, use my tin of tomatoes for my napkins, put that out there. Oh, there's loads of pigeons about. Pigeons. Right, I'm going to get set. Look, this oven's already up at 524 degrees. That is how quickly these things get to temperature. It's been no time at all, probably about 20-25 minutes since I lit them, if that actually, 20 minutes I'd say. So that's cool. Right, I'm going to get a little bit more set, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, we're pretty much there. Like the fridge is loaded. You've got I've got my meat, got everything else in here. I just put my basil there. I've got a load of basil here I need to pinch off. So that's done. Ovens, oh man, I've let them rip. Look at this, 588 degrees. That one's at 589. So they are fully saturated and become self-cleaning. Have a look at these stones, they're nice and clean. So we're just going to turn them down to a lower flame setting, and they're just gonna tick. Look at that. Anything that was on there is just like burnt off, caramelized, not caramelized, just carbonized. We'll give the stones a little slap, make sure there's nothing on there. But yeah, they are now fully set. Look, now it's already dropped to 578, but they will now level out. I can move that up there. They will level out at about, you know, 430 degrees. They'll just dip down to there and they'll stay there. I don't ever really check my stone temperatures. I probably, here you go, 470, 480 there, 500 in the middle, close towards the flame. Over there, 470, close to the flame, 513 degrees. That will now level out. That is fully, that's just surface temperature, and this is why I don't really use the infrareds and I just go by air temp on these ones, is because I know that if I'm baking at like 485 degrees, sorry, let me just flip around. I know that if I'm baking at like 480, 470 degrees air temp, then those stone temps are going to be around the 440 mark. I can tell the minute I put a pizza in that oven, I can tell how it feels on the launch, how hot it is, the immediate reaction it has, even the colour of the stones. You get so used to them that you can kind of just tell the temperature, which is quite cool. Anyway, let me flip you around because this was about the van and the power and stuff. So right now, have a look at this. This is actually showing you, I don't have this on all the time, but I'm just going to show you because I can. This is showing you what is on the front screen there essentially. So this is basically right now I'm pulling 119 watts. I have 98% and it says it's discharging. I'm not taking anything from shore power. If I had solar, there'll be another box over here telling me what's going on. And this is basically just telling me what I'm using, what my voltage is, everything like that. So it's really handy. I can track from inside the van and I know what I'm doing. I can also have this on my phone. This system is pretty amazing. It has its own like geofence. I can do loads of stuff with it. So it's actually connected to my phone's internet, and it's then I'm running the software on the iPad, and it's showing me everything. So let me just close that down, and let me open up iZettle. So I've just opened up Zettle. So this is basically what I see. And this is how it works. So I press, if someone comes over and orders a margarita, I press margarita, it says £8.50 there, I hit card payment, it's just connecting to the reader, which is actually plugged in behind here, and there you go, it says tap the reader, £8.50, the customer taps, it tells me it's been approved, I hit OK, and that's it. The whole payment is done. You can track like stuff, so you can put in there like, I can track inventory as well. So if, for example, I know I've only got like 20 portions of like something, I mean, I never really do this, but you could, if you know that you have X amount of something, or you have a certain amount of pizzas, I can put in how many I've got, and then it will just basically give me actually, I've never done that. That seems like a really good idea. And it will tell me how many I've got left rather than having to check of each item. I don't think I can do it for like a bulk of like, I have this amount of product. But yeah, I think I can only do it per item. So if you have a special, if for example I was doing something and I knew I only had 20 portions, I'd load up in there that I had 20 portions, and it would just give you a countdown, and it will tell you how many of them you got left. So it's a pretty clever system. Zettle by PayPal. It's never let me down. I've used it for 8 years. I've had it since I started. I've got a spare reader, so if this one goes, then I can use another one. Really handy system to have. So right now I am basically set. That is the van. It is simple. It is wicked. It's a 1972 Chevrolet P10 step van. It's got a 4.1 litre straight six engine. That's hooked up to a 2-speed power glide transmission. It'll absolutely hum along. Wicked van. Hasn't really given me much in the way. No major issues, nothing like that at all in the last 3 years I've had it. It pretty much starts every time. I've had a few things where I had like a accelerator cable snapped, and what I did is I nicked the brake cable off my kid's bike, and I fixed it myself with a couple of strip clips until I could get it properly fixed, and that worked fine. The fan belt snapped, but luckily I had one, and that was just a case of undoing the alternator, sliding it, fitting the new belt, and then retensioning it. I fixed that myself on my driveway on a Wednesday morning when it snapped, and I was ready. I was back up and running and back to the market half hour late. It's things like that. That is one reason why I wanted this van, and I wanted a vintage van. Not only does it look absolutely epic, but it's actually easy to fix. There isn't much that goes wrong with these things. You know, if it's still running after 50 years, like when I got it, it's kind of probably going to continue to run, especially if I'm going to treat it right. So it's just a case of keeping a vehicle like this well serviced, well maintained. It's analog. It's very simple. You know, I'm in the UK, but I can get any parts I need for this vehicle within a couple of days from the US. But most things that I need, actually, I can just get here. Servicing's really easy. Everything's really accessible. These engines, you know, I can swap it out quite easily. I can swap out a transmission if I need to. So yeah, it's the perfect vehicle for me. It can hum along at 70 miles an hour. It loves just cruising at 30 or 40. It looks wicked. you know, the only thing is you don't have your creature comforts of like a newer vehicle like old Papa Paela's over there, which is a fairly newer one. But, you know, I can fix things myself, and I'm not a mechanic. I'm not mechanically minded whatsoever, but I can just, you can sort of see the problem. It's quite obvious, like, oh, that's broken or that's come off. It's like, so everything's quite easy and simple to fix. So, yeah, that's the van. Right, I'm going to make you today's special pizza, and we're going to eat it. Actually, you know what? I need to go and put the menu out, so let me just check. I'll show you how to do that. That one still looks okay. So I've just written this one out on here. As you can see above me, I have loads of menu items from, like, you know, other things that I've done. Yeah, I'm going to go live on YouTube, so I need one that tells people that I'm streaming live on YouTube. And yeah, basically I've got all my different prices and stuff like that. As you can see, also lighting. So in this van, obviously I don't have a lot of head height, and it was going to be a bit of a mission cutting holes. Although the roof is twin skin, we didn't want to put loads of lights above me, also because they give off heat. I didn't want them above my head. So they made like this like box section here where all the lights go in. Problem is, we put a lot of lights in there, and it's so bright in here, and they're kind of like, they hit me in the eye, and I kind of blanked them off using, look at that, so I'm using just prices to blank them off. I need to get some like filters for them, which I've been meaning to do. Kind of only thought about it the other day. So all the ones at the back are pretty much blanked off, and I've only really got 2 that I kind of need, and it gives me enough light in here, and it's quite nice, and it's not overly like crazy. So let's go outside and we'll go around the front, and I'll show you how I put the menu on. Ooh. So close the doors up. Oh, hello. Where am I? Here I am. Right, subject lost. Let's track my face again if we can. There you go, it's found me. Right. So I'm just going to show you this here. So these are all my menu items. They're all magnetic basically. So what I do, if I show you this, if I just go like this, actually, let me see the pizzatruck. So up here is where they all go. So what I do is I just basically place them like, so that one says, if you've got any allergies, let me know. This one says it's card payments only. I'm actually going to put them ones down there today. I'm just going to get some blue roll to give the van a wipe. So we're just going to wipe this. Give it a little rainwater on it. Hopefully it doesn't rain today, because that normally smudges the ones that are right out, but that's fine. Okay, and then I usually put the special at the bottom, and then we work our way up. So where are we? We've got the Peddler. Like I say, the menu's quite meat heavy today. Andouille, pepperoni, margarita, and the marinara. And then we have menu at the top like that. I've got one that says whole pizza, because a lot of people ask me if I do slices, so I just put that up there because it is whole pizzas. And then we put our prices up. So £8 for a marinara, £8.50 for my margarita, £9 for my pepperoni, £9.50 for my andouille, £10 for the Peddler, and £10 for the special. And I've got one that says VE for your vegan, which is your marinara, V for your margarita, a single chili for the andouille, a double chili for the Peddler. Then I've got this. This is quite cool. People can just tap this and they can follow me on YouTube. So I put that down by the card machine, and I put the one that says streaming live on YouTube from 11:30 AM just there. And that's done. So let me flip you around. I'll show you how that looks. Let me straighten that one up. So there you go. There's the menu magnetised to the sign. Got my Peddling pizza thing there. Light is on. Card only. Allergies. Ask. Streaming live. And then this is where they tap. And they can tap that if they want to follow me, as they've got their phone out. So just give that a wipe. Right. Let's go back inside. And we can basically make a pizza now, pretty much. I think we're good to go. We can check out the dough for the day and make some pizza. So move that over there. Let me just plonk you just here for now. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and let's make pizza. Hands are washed, let's ready to go. That is another thing. A lot of people ask me about gloves. Now I have gloves in the van. I have blue gloves, but I don't need them because, as you see, I wash my hands. My hands are clean, and I'm just going to explain something to you as well. When you wear gloves, right? Obviously, this van gets quite hot. Now, these gloves fit my hands quite well. I do lose some dexterity and some feeling, which I kind of need. But like, my nails are short, my hands are clean. I have antibacterial hand wash. I have hot water. I wash my hands. Okay, these are working exactly the same as what my hands are. It's literally exactly the same. Okay. But the thing is about gloves is a lot of people, they think it gives you some kind of immunity, which it doesn't. It's actually a surface that can still harbour bacteria and everything like that. And the thing is, when you're in a hot environment, if I wear these, my hands will sweat. Okay, they won't sweat when it's just my hand. They've got the flour on them, everything like that. My hands will sweat. In this, they sweat. And what happens is, where at the ends of the glove, you get little pockets, and this has happened to me before in the summertime. I was wearing gloves and my hands really sweated, and I got these little pools of sweat in the end. And people, you'll find anywhere in a hot climate, anywhere where it's hot and people are wearing gloves, this will be happening to them. And what happens is, the end of these gloves, like after a while, after like you manoeuvring them, you get little holes appear like that. See that? Didn't take much for me to make. Let me see if you can see it. In the end of this glove, there's now a little hole. Okay, and what will happen is all that nastiness, all that sweat and all that grime underneath it from your hand has accumulated, and essentially it's just water pistoled out of that little hole. So if you don't want sweaty crap on your pizza, then you're better off with just a clean hand, because these ain't some magical barrier. Okay, and the thing is as well, when you wear gloves, you can still wash your hand, you can still wash the glove. Okay, so even if people are wearing gloves, they can still wash them. But you know, this ain't a Subway. I'm clean. I know my hygiene. I am fully trained in food hygiene all the way up to level 3. Now level 2 is all you need, but I did level 3, which is above and beyond. So I know all about food hygiene, foodborne illnesses, everything like that. You know, everything in here is up to code and up to standard. I do not need to wear gloves, right? I do everything I should. Okay, so gloves, the people who are crazy about gloves for some reason, I get it a lot on TikTok as well. People are like, oh, why isn't he wearing gloves? I don't need to wear them. I wash my hands. All you need is clean hands. That's it. That's end of story. So on that note, let me check out the ovens. Right, they were actually holding 430, and I've just turned this one up a little bit. It's just shot up to 490, so I'm going to turn it down again. Same with this. Oh, this one's holding 520. We're going to turn that one down to low, and we're going to make today's special. So you might have seen this on a reel. Let me just maneuver some bits around. I've got a stand there. I've got a magnetic shelf here, which I'm going to maneuver up here, actually out of the way. Right, you're here. You're magnetized. So that decided to not do what I wanted it to do. Right, let me show you the dough. Today, this is my standard dough recently. It's 64% hydration dough. This actually I made at 6 a.m. yesterday, or 6:30 a.m. yesterday, because I was trading. I needed to make it earlier than usual, so this is running at like 29 hours old now. So it was bulk fermented for probably 14 hours, and then it's had a long balled up as well. Balled up, like it's had sort of 14-15 hours balled up. So we're going to get some of our semolina. This is semolina rimacinata, I think it is how you pronounce it, or cinata. I have no idea. I'm not Italian, as you know, and to be honest, if I was, I would lose my citizenship with what I'm about to make, because it is the cheeseburger pizza. So we've got some of that on the deck here. What we're going to do, we're going to go for the corner pocket. I'm just going to get some of this, quite a bit in there. Going to get down each edge, and basically we are cutting out this dough ball, and we're going to get underneath it. Going to get some of that flour underneath, scoop it up, we're going to go straight up. Just going to spread this out and we're going to turn it upside down, and we're going to get our lid and we're going to cover our balls. As you should. Unless you're thundering through the pizza, it's always a good idea to keep the balls kind of well covered and they won't dry out. So let's put you just here and you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to coat this and we're going to turn it over. So this is the top of the dough ball that was in the tray, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to think of a little smiley face and I'm going to push the air to the crust. I'm going to work our way down and then up again. I'm going to spread it out with our fingers and we're going to flip it round. Same again, working up to the top, all the way around. Any little or big air bubbles that appear whilst you're doing this, I like to just pinch them and get rid of them because they turn into black blisters. Sometimes you might miss one or two. Once I can fit my hand in it, I'm just going to, basically, I'm turning my hand over and I'm taking the dough ball with it. I'm going to swipe away that excess flour and I'm going to snap it out. And we're just going to snap it out until I've got a nice round. Right, there we go. Actually, just going to stretch it out a little bit more. Perfect. Right, little air bubble there just popped off. Okay, we have our base. I'm going to open up the fridge. What I might do is I might do a little top down action here actually. Yeah, that's going to work nice. Right, there we go. We've got some top down. You see the toppings there. Okay, so dough ball opened up. We've got our burger cheese, utter filth. We're going to put 4 slices of the burger cheese down on the pizza base. And this is what's going to kind of form our sauce. It doesn't need to be an exact science here. And we're going to put a load of pecorino. This is going to give you even more filthiness. And then we're going to get our mozzarella, and this is going to make it super creamy. So this is our fil de latte mozzarella. Right now we're going to get our onion. So we've got some thinly sliced red onion on there, like so. Nice amount of that. And we got our gherkins. So these are I just put this through my food processor. They're very thinly sliced. I probably should have done some more for today, but I should have enough. That's enough. And now we're going to get our burger meat. So this is some local grass-fed beef that I pre-cooked, and I just took it till it was like cooked through, and then we're going to put a little bit of oil on that, which is just going to help everything get going. And now we're going to grab our peel, Gozney Pro peel, straight underneath. We picked up the pizza. A couple little bits of meat have gone. I'm going to turn the oven up ever so slightly. I'm going to stretch it out. So I'm just going to get underneath it. And obviously this hasn't got sauce on it, so it's not going to stretch the same as if it had sauce on it, because it's going to help it grab a little bit. You know, the sauce is going to help weigh everything down. You might need to redistribute everything a little bit when you do that final stretch on the peel. Now we have our cheeseburger pizza ready to go. So let's come down here. Oven is on a slightly higher flame now. It's running at 455 degrees air temperature. Just going to close that fridge. 457 now. We're going to get it. It's on the peel, and here we go. We're going to go straight towards the back of the oven, straight in there, straight down, and straight out. Give it a little twizzle. Right, we have a pizza box ready to go with a liner in it. Oven is rocking. This is the first pizza of the day, so it always gives me a good idea about how things are, what sort of adjustments I need to make. Right now, this peel was cold. I'm just going to put it in the oven to make sure it's warming up, and I'm just checking on how that is baking. And basically, I'm blocking the pizza from the flame. There we go. So we get a nice colour on it. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of time so it sits on the base, so it doesn't colour too much on the left-hand side. Now I'm going to get underneath it. Going to break that seal, and we're going to give it a full 180 and put it back in the same spot, and have a look at the base of that. Getting a really nice colour on that. Again, I'm just going to block it ever so slightly so it has a bit longer, because I'm running quite a high flame. We're now up at 466 degree air temperature. So at that point, that's nice. I'm just going to give it another little quarter turn. Check the underside. I'm going to turn the flame down ever so slightly. So I want to give it a little bit longer without it colouring too much. Nice little quarter turn there. We're getting a really nice colour. Sorry, angle of the camera wasn't good there. Really nice colour on that pizza. Another little turn. Now we're just going to lift it up, present it to the flame. Another little turn. Everything's bubbling, getting a bit of colour on the meat, which is good. Alright, gonna exit now. We're done. Have a look at that. So we're gonna go in the box and check this bad boy out. Right, what we do now. Oh man, it looks so good. Some of the meat's got a nice little bit of caramelisation on it. Started to get a little bit more colour. Right, let's cut it. Right, what we do now with this one is we actually cut it first. So it gets a nice little cut. If you have a look in there, we've got nothing but air in that crust. Right, and then we get our ketchup. This is the only time we put ketchup on a pizza. And we just put a little splatter in across it. And then we get our Frenchie's mustard. And we go across it with the mustard. And it looks like that. Let me flip you around. Have a look at that. This pizza is absolutely epic. Proper filth, proper naughty. Each bite tastes like a cheeseburger. Right, I need to go and take a shot of that for the thumbnail. So let's do that, and I'll come back in a minute. Right, we're outside now. Just done a few shots, but I just wanted to show you this in the light of day. How awesome does that look? Still steaming hot. Got a little dough explosion you see just down there. Like I said, but I cut through that one. That is a banger. Right, we're going to go and tell you what, you can come with me. I'm going to destroy every last little bit of Italian that Carmelo has left in his body, and I'm going to go and give this one to him. Let's go and see the reaction. Right, and her. Oh, this is Rydell. She does the drawing. Hello.
Oh, look.
I got you on my YouTube. You don't mind, do you?
No,
I'm filming.
I've got a Christmas card for you.
A Christmas.
I wrote it.
Thank you. I'll open that up in a minute. She did an amazing picture of the van. Right, Carmelo, I'm going to come in here. Right, we're in Carmelo's van. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I don't have you one now. Oh, no, I'm all good. Thank you.
I'll have them off my pizza.
They're going to melt. Right. What do you think of this?
Wow.
Do you know what that is?
Well, that's
Do you know? Yeah, but do you know what's on that? That's ketchup.
You've got ketchup, mustard,
So that's a cheeseburger pizza.
cheeseburger pizza.
Yeah.
You've got a burger on it.
It's got burger meat on it. It's
Wow.
local grass. Does that kill you as an Italian? Does that hurt you?
No, the Italians will kill you.
No, I know. I've lost all my citizenship. So it's got American cheese.
Yeah.
It's got pecorino. It's got the mozzarella. I've got the gherkins, onions, and then the grass-fed beef. And it gets baked, and I finish it with ketchup and mustard.
Should we see what it tastes like?
Go on then. I was hoping for like a more horrific reaction than that, and I thought you'd be devastated. So I'm gonna have a bit of this. You're open to new and wonderful things. There you go. Look at the base on that. It basically, oh shit, tastes like a cheeseburger.
That's the same as a cheeseburger. Better McDonald's.
That's the vibe it gives off though, as an old school McDonald's burger, right? There you go. Next week, can I do a thing about your van and get you? Right. So I'm going to do something like that next week. Right, I'm going to leave you to it. Enjoy that.
Thank you.
Thank you, it's all right. I was hoping he was going to hate that a little bit more than he did. But yeah, next week I'll do a thing all about his van so I can show you someone else's setup and sort of like, it's just, you might find it quite interesting. But look at that, look at the booty on that. Absolute beauty, this pizza. Now, I ate one of these yesterday and I'm not going to eat another one today because that is a little bit excessive for me. I don't often eat that many pizza. Let me close that door. Right, get warm in here now. Yeah, I don't eat that much pizza usually. Let me just sit down actually for a minute. But this one, I'm well into cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers. So, this for me is kind of like winning. And the bread, like one slice of this is probably better than a bun anyway. So it's all good. Right. That is it for this video. I didn't want to do too much. You've seen loads of me like baking and making, and I need to get set up because I need to do a live stream. What time is it now? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Technically I'm open for business now. That's how long it takes me to get set up. You know, I arrived here probably about 8:45. And because I was filming this as well, it took me longer, but generally I'm ready to go pretty quick. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see how, for example, I managed the dough in this vehicle, I've done a whole separate video on that. You can check it out on this end screen. And don't forget, you know, if you're enjoying these videos, if you like everything I do, give us a subscribe down here. And if you want my dough recipe, then check it out on the other side. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.